Ryan Reynolds has sparked outrage after revealing that he and Blake Lively's then 7-year-old daughter Inez was involved in delivering a gross and unnecessary sexual joke in his 2024 film Deadpool and Wolverine. The 48-year-old actor made the shocking admission during a commentary track for the movie's Deadpool core scene, where he was joined by director Shawn Levy. Before we dive into how things started unraveling, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're into deep dives like this. We break down the biggest stories in entertainment without the fluff, just facts, receipts, and a bit of chaos. And trust me, you're gonna want to see how this one ends. A blockbuster superhero movie, a masked character, and a 7-year-old girl delivering a line that's making parents everywhere cringe. Hey, when I want your opinion, I'll take Wolverine's D out of your mouth. Ryan admitted that his daughter, who was in 2nd grade at the time, initially felt uneasy about saying the line. So what happened? And why has it sparked such a fierce debate? Did Reynolds cross the line in involving his child in such a way, or is it being blown out of proportion? Let's dive into this controversy that's not just another piece of Hollywood gossip. This one cuts deeper. To understand why this is such a big deal, we have to start with the man himself, Ryan Reynolds. He's one of Hollywood's biggest stars, known for his sharp wit, deadpan delivery, and of course his role as the foul-mouthed, irreverent superhero Deadpool. The Deadpool movies were groundbreaking not only because of their R-rated humor but also because of how they shattered expectations for superhero films, drawing in a massive adult fan base. Reynolds helped redefine what a superhero movie could be, blending humor with extreme violence and mature themes. But Ryan Reynolds isn't just Deadpool. He's also a devoted family man, often sharing glimpses of his life with his wife, Blake Lively, and their children. He frequently posts about being a father on social media, mixing his signature humor with genuine affection for his kids. From an outsider's perspective, he seems like the cool dad, balancing his edgy public persona with his role as a loving parent. Yet this controversy raises the question, can you mix those two worlds? Can someone who plays a character as brash and outrageous as Deadpool involve their young children in that world without crossing ethical lines? And that's exactly where Ryan Reynolds has found himself. It all started with a behind-the-scenes commentary track for Deadpool and Wolverine, a highly anticipated crossover movie featuring two of the most iconic characters in the superhero world. During the commentary, Reynolds made a surprising revelation that quickly turned heads. In one scene, a masked character delivers a line. Nothing out of the ordinary in a superhero movie, right? But here's the twist. The voice behind that masked character was none other than Ryan Reynolds' daughter Inez, who was only 7 years old at the time. Now, you might be thinking, what's the big deal? It's just a voice role, right? But here's where things get controversial. The line she delivered was inappropriate for a child. We're talking about mature content that most parents would agree is not suitable for young kids. And while the character was masked, meaning any adult actor could have easily dubbed the voice, Reynolds and the movie's director Shawn Levy chose to have Inez say the line herself. This revelation set off alarm bells for many. When Reynolds casually mentioned this detail, he didn't seem to anticipate the backlash. But the moment it hit the internet, things got heated fast. Social media platforms, especially Reddit and Twitter, exploded with reactions from parents, movie fans, and critics alike. Many questioned why a parent, especially one as publicly family-oriented as Ryan Reynolds, would put their child in that position. Social media can be a brutal place, and Ryan Reynolds was about to find that out firsthand.
I'm unaware of anybody, frankly, whose wife has been sexually harassed and has made jokes about that type of situation.
Almost immediately after his revelation went public, Reddit threads and Twitter discussions began blowing up with criticism. Parents and fans expressed their disappointment, saying that Reynolds had gone too far by allowing his young daughter to participate in a scene that was far from appropriate for a child. On Reddit, parenting forums filled with debates about where the line should be drawn when it comes to involving kids in adult-themed content. One post, which garnered hundreds of upvotes, summed it up like this: "Why would a parent put their own child in such a situation? There are professional voice actors who can mimic a child's voice. Why involve a real child in something so inappropriate? Others echoed similar sentiments, with some even calling the decision irresponsible. And it wasn't just parents weighing in. Film fans also had their say. Many pointed out that the entertainment industry often blurs ethical boundaries, especially when it comes to child actors. Some questioned whether Reynolds' decision was a lapse in judgment or a reflection of the industry's wider issues with child exploitation in Hollywood. Others defended Reynolds, arguing that his edgy humor has always been part of his charm and that people were overreacting. But one thing was clear: this wasn't just a small-scale backlash. The controversy had sparked a much larger conversation about the ethics of involving children in adult-themed content, especially in the context of Hollywood's history of pushing the envelope. So, how did Ryan Reynolds respond to the controversy? True to form, Reynolds didn't shy away from addressing the criticism, but his response left some people even more conflicted. During the same commentary track where he made the revelation, Reynolds acknowledged that his daughter initially didn't want to say the line. He admitted that she felt uncomfortable at first, but eventually she became more at ease with it. Reynolds also added, in his usual sarcastic style, that he might pay for that later, indicating that he knew some people wouldn't be happy with the decision. But instead of issuing a formal apology or addressing the backlash in a serious tone, Reynolds seemed to brush it off. His laid-back response was typical of his public persona, but it didn't sit well with everyone. For some fans, this only fueled the controversy further. If Reynolds knew that his daughter wasn't comfortable at first, why push her into it? Others defended him, saying that as a parent it was his decision to make, and that if Inez eventually felt okay with the line, there was no harm done. It was a classic case of Reynolds' edgy humor clashing with more traditional expectations of parental responsibility. While Reynolds didn't seem particularly fazed by the criticism, the controversy continued to swirl, raising bigger questions about parental boundaries in the entertainment world. This isn't the first time Hollywood has been criticized for how it handles child actors. In fact, the entertainment industry has a long history of controversy when it comes to children being involved in adult-themed content. From Shirley Temple to the child stars of today, the lines between appropriate and inappropriate have often been blurred. In the case of Ryan Reynolds and his daughter, the question becomes, when does a parent's creative license cross the line into exploitation? Some would argue that this was a harmless decision, a brief voice role in a movie. After all, kids in Hollywood are no strangers to adult content, whether they're acting in R-rated films or participating in complex storylines on TV shows. But others see this as part of a larger problem. The entertainment industry often pushes the boundaries of what's considered ethical when it comes to involving kids. Child actors are frequently exposed to mature themes, and while their parents or guardians may be present, it's easy for the lines to blur. In Reynolds' case, some critics argue that this wasn't just a creative decision, it was a moment that highlighted how even well-intentioned parents can make questionable choices when they're too close to the project. And there's another layer to this controversy: the issue of informed consent. At 7 years old, Inez may not fully understand the implications of saying a line in a mature film, even if she became more comfortable with it over time. While Reynolds might have seen it as a fun, harmless moment to involve his daughter, the reality is that children aren't always capable of making informed decisions about their participation in such projects. This raises concerns about the role parents play in deciding what's appropriate for their kids in the context of entertainment. In the end, this controversy isn't just about one movie or one line. It's about the broader issue of how children are treated in Hollywood and the ethical responsibilities that come with being a parent in the public eye. As the debate rages on, many are left wondering what the long-term impact of this controversy will be, both for Ryan Reynolds and his daughter Inez. Will this be just another Hollywood gossip story that fades away in a few weeks? Or will it have lasting effects on Reynolds' public image as a family man and father? For Reynolds, this incident might serve as a reminder that even the most light-hearted decisions can have serious consequences when they involve children. While he's built his career on edgy humor and pushing boundaries, this controversy has highlighted the delicate balance between being a public figure and a parent. Moving forward, it's possible that Reynolds will be more cautious about how he involves his children in his work, or he might double down on his unapologetic style, knowing that his fanbase often appreciates his irreverence. As for Inez, it's hard to say what the long-term impact will be. At such a young age, she may not fully understand the controversies surrounding her involvement in the film. But as she grows older, it's possible that this moment will come back into the spotlight, especially if she decides to pursue a career in entertainment herself. Whether this will be a minor blip or a defining moment in her life remains to be seen. One thing's for sure, this controversy isn't just going to disappear overnight. It's raised important questions about the responsibilities parents have in protecting their children's innocence, especially in an industry that often blurs ethical lines. At the end of the day, Ryan Reynolds is known for pushing boundaries, both in his work and, apparently, in his parenting. But this time, the joke may have gone too far. Controversy surrounding his decision to involve his daughter in an inappropriate scene has sparked a larger conversation about parental responsibility and ethical boundaries in Hollywood. So, what do you think? Did Ryan Reynolds make an innocent mistake, or was this a serious lapse in judgment? Should kids be shielded from adult content, even when their parents are the ones making the decisions? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this controversial issue. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth discussions on Hollywood's biggest headlines.